what would you say to someone who's just starting out? Like, we have a lot of people interested in real estate. You know, we have a lot of people who probably became lenders when they could just refi it out, right? Like, just living off refis. That spigot's turned off.
Yep.
They're probably debating, is this for me right now?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to that person?
Surround yourself with successful individuals like I did. I could have easily said, you know, screw everybody. I'm going to figure this out on my own. I've been successful before. I'll do it again. I had no idea what the hell mortgages were. I did, right? The cool part is Justin and I had a great relationship because he was doing mortgages from 2006. I entered New York Life 2007. And we probably sent each other 10 to 20 deals back and forth a year because we would sit down, we would meet regularly. Hey, what questions are you asking your clients? What questions am I asking my clients? What do you want me to ask? Here's what I want you to ask, right? If you're a financial advisor, you're asking, do you own a home? Great. What's your interest rate? How long do you want to be here for? Do you plan to sell or buy anytime soon? If you don't own a home, you rent. Okay. Do you have aspirations about buying? Why do you want to buy? Have you talked to a mortgage lender? Can I connect you with one? Vice versa, right? As a mortgage advisor, you're seeing all their assets. Hey, I see you have 100 grand laying around. Do you have a financial advisor? Hey, I see you have kids. Do you have life insurance? Have you talked to a financial advisor about that? So I knew the business a decent amount because of my relationship, and we were genuinely helping people by helping each other, right? And all my success goes to that because they showed me the way. The one thing I am is coachable. Right? More like my dad who was in the Russian army and the military and everything like that. If I know where your heart is at and you're going to tell me something, you could cuss me out and tell me. And that goes back to the athletics. I'm listening to what you said because I know where your heart is at and you care about me, right? So to answer your question, Tom, it's surrounding yourself with people that have been successful in that space that actually care about you succeeding as well. Check your ego at the door. And when they say jump, get out a trampoline and say, how high do you want me to jump? It's simple as that.
Yeah. It's so easy. We talk about this all the time in investing. Like, real estate's been proven for hundreds of years. Like, just follow the script. It's there. Like, just go do what everyone else has done. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. Don't need to read another book. Like, it's there. It's on the table. Just go do it. And I don't know. You're speaking to the choir here.
Yeah. And other things are coming, you know, from it. I agree. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. But then there's other cool things coming out, right? Airbnb arbitrage now, right? The 𝗏 method, which you guys had a couple that was former school teachers, right? I watched that episode a little bit, and they're in the 𝗏 method now, which I'm in the process of. So yes, real estate is proven. I think the statistic is 90% of millionaires own some part of real estate outside their home. So couldn't agree with you more there.
In addition to being a lender, you were actually doing coaching for lenders. Tell us a little bit about how you got into that and what that actually is.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of tying everything in, right? I consider myself the true guinea pig, and Amir and Justin have said that before, right? So Amir coached me for 8.5 years. The last 8.5 years, I've been a mortgage advisor. I still get coached by him. And I want to say we're in 2024. It was the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. Justin had the idea of mortgage advisors are lost and confused mainly because of COVID, right? COVID, everyone worked from home. And I loved it because it changed my life. I've been working from home ever since. As mentioned, I have a 7-year-old daughter. I've watched her grow up. Prior to COVID, I would leave the house to go beat traffic, go to the gym, work out before she woke up. I wouldn't get home till 6 or 7. I'd have an hour maybe with her, then she's going to bed. If I could go back and change that, I would, because I would have loved to see her grow up. But from the age of 3 up until now, the best part of my day is her walking into my office when she wakes up. The best part of my day is when she comes home, hanging out with her and just being around. So Justin had the idea of everyone's at home. There's no camaraderie. You can't go to the guy or girl next door and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? People are having call reluctance. They're confused. They're lost. And Justin approached Amir about starting this coaching company. So they started a coaching company called Growth Only in early 2022. And then in early 2023, it was end of January, beginning of February, Amir approached me about becoming the first coach at Growth Only. And I was honored, and it made a lot of sense because Amir showed me the roadmap. And I had quick success. I went from 0 to 95 million in 5 years. And Amir to this day says he's never seen anyone do that before, right? And I owe that all to him because he told me exactly what to do and I listened, right? So that's how it started. Now it's the #1 coaching company in the country, which is great. And all the coaches, I think we have 8 coaches now, every single one of us produces. And that's the difference compared to a lot of different coaching companies where, you know, they've been out of the business for 5-10 years. And the business has evolved. Like things have changed about how you do business. So it's been unique. It's been really cool. And to be honest, I've learned so much from coaching other students all over the country, from California to Delaware to Florida to Texas to Kentucky to areas I've never heard about. And the questions they ask and the things they're doing, I'm learning so much from it. It's pretty cool.
I love it. I always encourage people that if they have the opportunity to go present to somebody, to teach a class, to lead a discussion, coach, you learn so much.
Big time.
You're not just taking all the knowledge and just giving it to them or helping them gain that knowledge. You're learning. You learn more than a lot of times actually being out there doing it. So
100%.
what makes, it's a good question. This could be for anybody. What makes somebody coachable?
That's a great question. I would say the desire to succeed is #1, and the trust in the person coaching them. I would say those are the 2 things. Is you want to be able to have that desire that, hey, I'm investing in myself with somebody that knows what they're doing, and I trust them to coach me, right? I've had some students that are bucking the system. I said, dude, you're paying thousands of dollars a month to do this. I've done this. I've been coached. I am the blueprint. Have you succeeded before? No. So why are you giving me pushback on what I'm advising you to do, right? So I would say that it's just the desire and having the right people around you.
With coaching, it opens up people to have to reflect on tough things or things that they might not like about themselves. How often do you see that to be challenges people can't overcome?
You know, what's interesting is I would say over the last 6 months, I've been more of a therapist than a coach. You know, a lot of people are struggling financially, big time. And something I like to talk about a lot and I'm comfortable talking about, it's men's health, right? It's so many men are, you know, they're macho, they're afraid to talk, they're afraid to be vulnerable. And that's one thing I learned at a very young age is the more vulnerable you are, the closer connection you can make with somebody. And when you're vulnerable with somebody, it allows them to open up a little bit to you and share things they might have not told you, right? So I would say it's been tough the last, 6 to 12 months, but specifically the last 6 months, just because the market is the market, right? Low supply, high rates, they're at home, they're having call reluctance, and just like, hey, this is why you joined this community. With that, we have 680 students now all over the country. It's crazy.
That's awesome. You've used that word twice, call reluctance. Just break it down. What is that?
You're putting the no in your head before you even pick up the phone. They don't want to talk to me. They're not going to pick up. They're already, they're already taken care of. And it's just psyching yourself out before you even pick up the phone. And that, I think, has been expanded over the last 2 years because of the market we're in, right? During COVID, when you're at home, it's okay. Rates are low. There's still homes available. People are refinancing. People are buying. And then boom, all of a sudden we're at 7%, 8%. People are scared. They don't know what to do, right? So it's just that negative thought in your head before you even pick up the phone. And that's why coaching is needed, whatever industry you're in, right? It's like athletes. Why do they watch film? To see what they did, good or bad, and for the coach to yell at you a lot, right? But that's what we do, is we track everything we do. Like, I am required to have 60 great conversations a week. I'm required to meet with 5 people in person or in Zoom over a break bread. I'm required to go to 1 event a week. I'm required to have 15 face-to-face conversations with individuals about what I do. And we track it all. Because if we can't track it, how am I supposed to coach you? How am I supposed to say what's wrong? You had 5 rate lock calls, 5 opportunities to lock in a client, lock in a rate to move forward, right? And you only locked in 1. Well, if you keep track, that gives me an opportunity to say, ooh, you're not a great closer. What's going on? What are you saying or what are you not saying? And that gives us the opportunity to coach them up.
What's next with Burr? Are you doing more since that condo?
So right now I'm negotiating on a flip that I think makes a lot of sense. And after that, I'm just going to take it deal by deal, and depends what comes across my table. Do the numbers make sense? Is it in a good area? Do I want to go there? Do I need the cash now? You know, how's the mortgage advising going? Because it's been slower the last 2 years, right? I'm not making the same income I made this year or last year compared to 2020, 2021. There's peaks and valleys all the time. Coaching has obviously helped, you know, me coaching others and having an income. But I think it's more, you know, again, not having an ego or not having a preconceived notion of I'm doing this. It's like, okay, what deal comes across? What can we negotiate? What are the costs for it? Okay, how much cash flow am I going to get? Do I need the money? Can I take that money and roll it into another deal? So it's just using the knowledge I have and the resources around me.